they kept talking, and they just kept like trying to connect things, and I thought that we should go a little bit slower than that, because like they were going really fast and trying to connect things already when we were just at first explaining our pictures, and other times the other group was like talking in the background, and I didn't know if our group was trying to talk over each other or if it was them. So I didn't know who wants to talk or who doesn't, or like is it just them?
So you found the kids behind you be an obstacle?
Yeah.
Because there really was a lot of talking behind. No question about it.
And I thought that we did pretty good. I think I kind of tried to take control and like make sure it was in order, like make sure it went orderly, I guess, and like picked people to go and talk.
Sure.
Well, I have to agree with Lyric. We were concentrated, but some people wanted to talk more about their picture, and the outside, like people started like distracting us at the outside, like such as like talking right in front of us, asking us to show us.
But what I didn't hear from your group was someone that said, "Could you ask them to be quiet?" Which you might have. But I did think there was quite a bit of talking behind you, Julia.
I think two people in our group were just control. Like they kept on like connecting things right away without everyone finishing explaining their picture, so it wasn't like as organized as the other people.
I mentioned that I thought there was a point where you were getting frustrated. Is that correct or not?
Well, they were just connecting things. There was only 3 people talking at the same time. They were just saying things over each other, so it wasn't. So like the other people raising their hands, they didn't notice them, so they weren't getting they weren't being able to talk.
Like Edwin, for example. So there's lots of talking, and then Edwin was just listening. But he is not as.
And Dee
Dee tend to be reserved, and some kids are less reserved, but maybe a good leader would really make sure you hear everyone. That a good leader would say, Edwin, no, we need to hear from you. And notice that, or Dee Dee, tell us exactly what you have.
I was kind of frustrated too, because I was just like sitting there in my chair raising my hand, but no one would call me. And whenever I did get a chance to talk, they would talk over me, and then I would never get to finish what I was trying to tell them, and then I would raise my hand again, but then they wouldn't hear. So it was kind of hard for me to describe my picture.
So you would say you're politely raising your hand. You're politely raising your hand, but you wouldn't be calling, and kids would talk right over the top of you.
In my words, the group sort of turned into a dictatorship instead of a presidency, because like certain people were like taking control instead of everybody just putting
Working
their
together.
input and working together. Like then so I think that certain people were taking control of the group instead of like everybody, because in our group we had more diversity in like the reservedness of people than the other group, because like in the other group everybody's like talkative more than our group, and
I'm not sure that I agree exactly, but it could be.
And then everybody can like put their input more, and then they were all about the same talkativeness.
Okay.
I think, like I agree with Eric. Like the other people were like talking and sort of distracting us a little. But there's another one where we all were like sort of interrupting each other. Like I had an idea to like start with the biggest one or something, but then I didn't really get to share it because people were like talking, and like first Lyric said, okay, like which person has the biggest one. Then just everyone started like talking, or like saying like, oh, I have this, and they're like, I have this. And I think it might have been a little easier if we raised our hands, not like going in a circle, because that would take a while, like the other group did. But maybe we could have like been a little more organized.
Adrian.
I agree with Seth. I think a big obstacle for our group was people interrupting other people.
Because you felt that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that there were times when you raised your hand and maybe you felt like you needed to say, but kids went over the top of you.
Oh, yeah.
Now the question for me, Adrian, is would it be Dee Dee's responsibility to raise her hand and assert her ideas? I mean, or is it for Edwin to really say, look, you guys, you got to listen to me? That's one thing I wonder about. Yeah.
I guess kind of when I said everyone who thinks they have the biggest, I think everyone thought that I should call on them. And if anyone felt that I wasn't calling on them, that was because other kids were talking and I was trying to quiet them down and I didn't see you. Like, who said that they were being distracted?
I think probably through the group.
Yeah, people were being distracted because the people were talking, and so they didn't get called on. And that's true because I got too distracted trying to listen to the other people that I didn't see anyone else with their hand up.
Lyric, this is an exercise, no blame, right? There's no blame. If you switch to groups, the thing I wonder about is if you did another one, would you be faster at it?
Yeah.
And the answer is the personalities don't change. The exercise might, but if someone's interrupting, they'll begin interrupting exactly the same unless they say, gee, I got to stop doing this.